We are live here at Richmond International Speedway, about to get this race kicked off underway. The Go Fast Racing League Lazy Days Xfinity Series Short Track Showdown, sponsored by Disabled Military Veterans Race, and we're about to go 100, I believe it's 31 laps. Here tonight, going to be joined by two special guests. Well, not really special. They would have been with the broadcast plenty of times. Going to be joined by Curtis Martin, as always, and Joe Burchett, one that knows Richmond really well, and going to be bringing some good insight information here as well. You guys got a copy?
I do. I do too.
All right, man. Let's start it out. We'll take a real fast look at the weather. Weather a little bit hot here, 73-degree air temp. The track temp's a little bit different, right over 100 degrees. Joe, what's that going to do to this track, and what's that going to make these cars do?
That's going to make this track really slick, and these guys are going to be searching for grip all night long, especially in the corners.
Curtis, we noticed a couple guys spinning out in a couple of these corners. One good thing about Richmond, turn 4, you got a little bit more advantage if you do happen to spin out. It's really wide. Turn 2, a little bit different. What's your thoughts on both of that?
Turn 2 being as tight as it is, racing in a crowd will be definitely a bit of an issue, and if anyone gets loose, it's going to be very hard to get around the track. And with 4 being wide, we could definitely see possibly some 3 wide exits going later into the race.
I'm going to be bringing in Eric Minch here in just about 30 seconds or so, but I want to talk a little bit about him and what he's doing. Starting in later on this year, there has been word that he's making a website currently, and he's going to be building stuff for like disabled military people and stuff like that are wanting to get into iRacing and stuff like that. So I want to bring him in, and I want to go ahead and do that now and talk a little bit about him. Let me go ahead and bring him in. Hey, Eric Minch, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, let's talk a little bit about what you're starting up here with the disabled military veterans. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about what it is and what you're going to be doing?
Well, it originally started out as a concept. You know, a bunch of veterans for racing. And I started that about 2006 because, you know, I got injured while serving our country in Iraq.
Right.
And, you know, I had to relearn how to walk and relearn basically everything. And, you know, I was doing R Factor at the time, and I had to figure out ways to be able to drive.
Now, real fast, I'm not saying, this happened with you or anything like that, but as far as soldiers and stuff like that might have, the PTSD stuff and, disabled like, you was, and, you said you had to learn how to walk and stuff like that again. How much, I don't want to say what's it mean, but when coming on to something like iRacing, meeting people and stuff like that, how much does that honestly help you, you said you had to learn how to drive and stuff like that. Of course, you was on R Factor. Does that help you whatsoever on trying to, get back to where you was before you got injured and stuff like that?
It does. The interacting with people, because I do have severe PTSD.
Right.
The interacting with people, just to have people just to listen, even when you're struggling, when it could be an almost fine day and you could fly off the handle for little thing.
Right. I see what you're saying. Now, with this program you're starting up, you're going to be helping military veterans, of course, and disabled. Now, exactly what are you going to be doing with that?
I'm going to, I got to get a 3D printer to start making some of the products that I'll be covering. And one of the things that I'm going to be trying to do is a cockpit.
Okay.
Like someone, like the whole mentality, being inside of a race car, the cage around you, the metal, something that can be easily changed over for somebody in a wheelchair. So that way they have the mentality of being inside of a race car.
It's a very good idea, actually.
instead of sitting in front of a desk or and to the normal person, just the removal of a couple bars, you can have a normal person drive and put in a seat, or you could have a person in a wheelchair inside of it, and it would be like their confined space.
Now, Joe's with me in here tonight. Joe, you actually got a sim seat of your own. You know, you would probably know from like a cockpit type standpoint, how much would that actually, you think, help somebody if he's able to actually create something like that for the disabled veterans?
It'll definitely be a benefit. It makes you definitely feel that you're inside of a real race car, even sitting at home. So yeah, anything like that will definitely help.
Well, Eric, we're going to be checking out you throughout the race, cautions and stuff like that. If it's possible, we can bring you in here if you're up for it. Is that good with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, man. Good luck, and from all of us, of course, thanks for serving. We know, that gets said enough, but to be honest, more stuff should be done for veterans and stuff like that. So it's good to see something like that happening. So good job on you, and thanks for serving, like we said.
And thank you guys for the broadcast.
Oh, not even, dude, this ain't nothing compared to what you did, so no worries, buddy. Thanks, man.
Yep.
So that was Eric Mitch. That's pretty cool stuff, though, if you think about it, man. I don't know a whole lot of, disabled veterans personally. I've seen, a couple here, but I don't know them. And I've met a couple that's on iRacing, of course. But, you got a couple guys that go over there and, not to be too dramatic about everything, but lose their legs or something like that. They want to get back into something like this, to take their mind off everything that's going on in real life. Something like that could be very beneficial to them if he's able to get it up and going. So I hope he does. We got about 20 seconds left here in practice. So I want to go ahead and get everybody's picks. We'll start with Curtis. We got 14 drivers, it looks like, in here tonight. Curtis, who gets the win?
I think it's going to be a repeat, same as last week. I think Benjamin Nelson's going to get it.
Good pick. Joe?
I'm going to go with the newcomer this week. I'm going to go Logan McDaniel.
Man, y'all all steal my picks, man. I'm going to go with fine. I'm going to go with Roy Schiavone. So we're picking the top three. We're awesome. I just want y'all to know that. We are just about ready to get qualified. And I think it's kicking off now, I believe. It is. So we'll watch. Let's just hop over here and let's watch Benjamin Nelson as he heads out on track and see what kind of lap he can actually do here. I was just aware, by the way, that I am actually on Twitch, so I need to actually switch that over. So that's alright. I forgot that I was on Twitch tonight. So give me just a second, guys. People watching on here, we're switching over to YouTube. I kind of forgot to do that. So, yeah, sorry about that. And, I blame Joe for this. So there we go. So all this, by the way, guys, the interview and stuff will be on YouTube as well. So don't worry. Everything will be transferred over to YouTube. But right now we're going to stop this and pop up with that.